Hey guys, so I figured I'd come on and film my GoodReads stat for 2025 and just like my goals going into the new year more geared towards like reading. Um so yeah, my GoodReads goal that I had set for myself in the beginning of 2025 was to read 21 books and I read 53. Yeah, I read 53. So I exceeded my goal for my reading challenge. So I will probably set um a reading challenge Goodreads goal for 2026 because I like setting those. I don't think I'll set it as high as 53 because I mean, this year that was just a chance that I read that many because I'm doing the from Manhattan to Stars Hollow TBR with my neighbor. So we read a lot of those books were because of that. Um but I don't think I normally like in a given year read that many books. So I'm thinking I might set my goal to 44 for my 2026 reading goal for Goodreads and do and my other goal along with that is to read more nonfiction. Um, so I kind of want to read like, well, for example, the Diary of a Girl by Anne Frank. That's a good nonfiction example of a book that I want to read that I have on my shelf. Because I have a tendency to kind of gravitate towards more fiction books than I do nonfiction. So I want to make it my goal. I'm not going to set a goal of how many nonfiction books I want to read for 2026, but more to just add in more nonfiction books for um somewhere um on the TBR, however that might be. So total pages that I completed for um 2025. Um I read 17,080 or something like that around there pages. I will put a picture of the stats up on this video. Um, so I read a decent amount. Granted, some of the books were over 500 pages because of that. But yeah. And as I said, I'm not really setting my goals super high for my Goodreads this year. For um, reading because I feel like in the past I've done that and I've either almost met the goal or I haven't even gotten like halfway to it. So I don't want to do. I don't want to put too many, but I am gonna maybe up my goal a little bit from the 21 from what I normally would have done. The Yeah, and obviously the TBR that I'm doing with my neighbor will help. There's a bunch of books on there that will help towards the goal. Granted, I feel like when I'm just reading on my own, I have a tendency to sometimes read less. But yeah, um, but that is just kind of like goals the for next year for myself, in terms of reading. But and my Honestly, it might be closer to 54 if I can finish Beg, Borrow, and Steal by Wednesday, because I just have this much left of it, because I'm currently borrowing this from my neighbor right now. So I'm hoping maybe I can maybe even finish this tomorrow maybe and get it back to my neighbor. And then I can count this towards, as part of the Goodreads. Because it's almost complete. Yeah, that is, in terms of actual, like, obviously I am going to try to also, to help with my reading, I'm trying to read more books that I'm interested in if I see anything that is happening in the membership. So I might not do a book every month, but I do know for January, February, and April I'm going to be reading the books. I'm planning to. And I did the December book for that as well. So I'm going to try to do more with that as long as the books interest me. I will join in on that to help maybe with my reading goals. But yeah, sorry this video is so short, but I don't really have much to say besides the fact that I really do. My goal is, I'm not going to set a number of how many nonfiction books I'm going to read, but maybe one or two. Maybe I'll try to pick up that are nonfiction a month and see where I'm, you know. But it has to be a nonfiction that I'm interested in. So, and I sometimes have a hard time finding nonfiction books that are actually enthralling for me, shall we say. So, yeah, that is pretty much my Goodreads for this year. I still use Goodreads because I don't know. I find it easier for me. So, but I'm also not like, I've heard people use Storyograph, stuff like that. I have never checked Storyograph out. So I have no idea what that's all about. But I don't know. I like the setup for Goodreads. It's user friendly. Yes, I get annoyed sometimes when my account logs me out for no reason and I can only access it on my computer, but whatever. I do just find a workaround. So sometimes I'm not keeping super caught up with what pages I've read in Goodreads if, say, my phone's logged me out and I can't get to my laptop right away, but I do my best. And the yeah, pretty much my goal, like I said, is to maybe pick up one or two nonfiction books each month and just see where that takes me in terms of the reading. But yeah, so I'm current reads right now. I am reading. I'm almost. I'm gonna go grab it off my nightstand. I am reading Practice Makes Perfect, which I'm also almost done with, and I'm on page 204. So this is another one that I think I'm going to finish fairly soon. And then I'm also reading Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams, and I'm on page 221 is where I left off on this one. So two books that I feel like I can finish super easily, because they're both almost about the same. I'm about half done with both of them, I want to say. Hang on, let me just look at my Goodreads thing on my computer because I don't think I updated the page on Practice Makes Perfect to give you a more accurate of where I am. Yeah, I did not update the page number that I was on. So yeah, I have this one is 61% done and the other one is 55% done. So I'm really close to the end of both of those. And then I am still currently listening to on audiobook where is it? Audible. I am still currently listening to the Friday Night Knitting Club, and I have like 8 hours left. I'm on chapter 7 of that. I have 8 hours left of that audiobook. So yeah, that's just current reads right now. Slash listens, I guess you could say it as. But the oh gosh, the I totally don't have my thoughts together for this video very well, so I apologize for that. But there are a couple of like new releases coming out that I've pre-ordered that I'm looking forward to for 2026. So, and plus the In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams comes out tomorrow. Mine has shipped, so I'm just waiting until I receive that copy. Because I used a gift card that I had gotten for Christmas for that. But so that's why I'm trying to read all the Sarah Adams books up until that one. So in February, my neighbor and I can start reading In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. But yeah, if you guys have any comments and videos you should do, please do comment down below or on my Facebook page. And I hope everybody has an amazing day and Happy New Year. I will do a reading wrap up at the end of January on the, let's see when I'll post my reading wrap up. Let me look at the calendar. I will post my January reading wrap up and February TBR video January 31st of 2026. So I will post that down in the description of this channel so you know when to expect my reading wrap up for January. But this is kind of the current reads, and I may or may not update that in the middle of January, depending on if I finish books and whatnot. We shall see how that goes. I haven't did a horrible job last year trying to stay up with that as much as possible. I updated when I could, but I don't know if I updated every month necessarily. But yeah, that is it for this video. If you guys have any comments of videos I should do, please do comment down below or on my Facebook page. And I hope everybody has an amazing day and Happy New Year.